back to the shed, strangers, and our mission today is to install the BC-DC battery charger into the Landcruiser. The one we've chosen is this Redarc one. It is the 1225D. It's a 25 amp battery charger. It does include solar and your alternator voltages simultaneously, this one. So this is a beauty, and we'll run through the install for you bit by bit. I've already made a bit of a start. I'll show you what I've done. We'll catch up where I've mounted it. So let's not talk about it any longer, let's just do it, eh? Let's get into it. So we have a set of Titan drawers in the Cruiser, and this is the back of the Titan drawers here. So I've actually mounted the charger to the back of the drawers. I've put the bolts in, so the head of the bolt's on the inside because it's thinner. The drawer comes right up to the back of the base. It fits perfectly and it doesn't obtrude onto the back of the drawer when you push it in. So that's good news. Well, I'll give you a look at this huge battery box we're using. We're using a 120 ampere hour lithium cell. It's hidden away inside this battery box. So you've got your on, off, and an LED display here. You've also got some USB outputs, and on this one you'll find a USB output as well. So we have some 12 volt cigarette type lighter outputs. This red one is the charger input, and the other two are outputs, so it's quite the little power station. So we've got ourselves a red Anderson plug, and this plugs into the back of the battery box for charging, and we will show you how to wire it up. So I'm going to connect up the common here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to splice it in on this common that I've run from the battery box, which is going to go to the chassis on the front of the car eventually. So I'll just show you what I do. So I'm just going to splice into this.
Okay, let's recap so far. The brown wire from the DC-DC charger is the charge wire and is connected to the red Anderson plug positive. The black wire from the red Anderson plug is a negative return, and we are splicing in the negative from the charger.
I'm a little bit old school and I will be using my Stanley knife. The trick to using a Stanley knife is to keep your fingers behind the blade. As long as your fingers or your hands behind the blade, if you slip, you won't cut yourself. Simple as that. And I call the negative the common because your battery negative joins to the chassis. Your chassis is your negative then, and all the circuits in your car can join to your chassis. So all the negatives are common throughout the car, to your chassis and then back to your battery. The next thing to do is to get the solder ready, because I'm going to solder that wire on there. Heat the solder up without melting the insulation. So what we'll do is we'll just wrap this around there like that, nice and tight. So we'll just snip that off, the access there. As you can see, that's pretty well soldered in there now. That ain't going anywhere, and it'll be a very good connection. So now I'm going to use this tape here. It's called amalgamation tape. Splicing tape, some people call it. It's a rubber tape. Put a good length of that off, and then I'll stretch it as you put it on. So then I'll use a little bit of insulation tape to finish it off, and then that's what it looks like when it's done. That won't give me any hassles at all. Rightio, these two red wires, this is going to be the charge from my start battery under the bonnet. As you can see, I've already put one inline crimp on. We won't forget to put our heat shrink on. And now I'll put the other inline crimp on here like this. It's going to go in there like that. I use this crimping tool. It's like 50 bucks or something off eBay. So I'm going to start here from the middle and work the crimp back towards the end so it doesn't buckle. You have several selections on this, so you can roll that around to 10 for a 10mm lug. And so we'll bring the heat shrink down over the lug. Black's my favourite colour. Not really, but that's what we're using. So now we've got this attachment here, which is a heat shrink tool on the end of our gas soldering iron. Cabac make these soldering irons that I'm using here. There's a few different brands.
Just quickly, something I forgot to mention, that this yellow cable here is the input from your solar panel for your Redarc charger.
And so you can see that's going to protect that quite well. So now all we've got left is this blue wire to join. This is the ignition wire. So when you switch the ignition on, it will switch the car charging element of the charger on. So the next step is to join that wire up. This red wire that comes in the kit, I'm just going to twist them together. Make sure they're twisted up nice and tight. You can see the solder getting right through there. That's it, simple as that.
So I like to use a bit of insulation tape on these smaller wires to strengthen it before adding the heat shrink.
And we'll bring the heat shrink up over it. That's why it was taped up, so it holds tight around the joint itself, and that won't fail me at all. So next we have the red and the green wire here, and I'll just run through what these two wires are about. If we were charging a lead acid battery, we'd just put this orange wire to earth, but we've got a lithium battery, so the instruction manual tells us that we need to join these two wires, so we'll go about that. It's all soldered up, and so there we go. Hit it with the heat gun, and I believe that concludes all the wiring into the back of the car. We just need to tidy that up now and start running it to the engine bay. We'll use some of this corrugated split conduit to put our cables in to make it look tidy and protect the cables. So that's it, all tidied up in the conduit now. We'll hide that away and I'll show you what it looks like once we get the wires down through the door wells. So our next step is to route the wires, which means dealing with these plastics here. So let's just go about that. You can see here we have this little thing here. Pull that out with our prying tool, undo this 10mm socket. So then this should just clip out like so. That easy. So we'll also take this seat belt one out. And just like that. We'll have somewhere for the conduit to go. So that's how it looks now, the finished product there. So the conduit, and we've run the wires down through the wheel arch, out into the door well.
Take your time, it's a bit tricky under the door frame and onto the front door well and under the dash.
Hit things on it and it just pops up. You can access that door well there. Comes out quite easily. And now you've got access to the front door. So now you can see we've pulled the cables and laid them into the footwell on the front door. And we need to get them through the firewall. First we need to pull off this. There's a couple of little clips here. It comes off quite easy, as you can see. Rightio, so we need to run the wires in the engine bay here. The trick to this is to push them through this little rubber grommet here. So my trick to pushing the wires through the rubber grommet is to use this wooden kebab skewer. So I'm going to start off with the start battery charge wire. I'll take my skewer, slice it in here, wrap the copper around a bit. You want to make sure this hangs on to the skewer pretty good. So there you have it all taped up, and we'll see if we can push it through the rubber grommet from the inside. There it is there, you can see it poking out. Here we go, here we got our rubber wire. We only have to do that 3 more times and we're away. So you can see our wires coming out of the rubber grommet here. It's looking pretty neat. We've still got a bit to go. We'll continue to run our wires to where they need to go before we tidy up. So we've ran the cables to the battery and the ignition. So this here, I've put some conduit in it and the cables run from over there along here. I took this front plastic off and the cable runs under there. Pops out here. We've got our 40 amp fusible link and we've got our ignition sensing wire. I've put the fusible link here, 40 amp fuse for the solar panel. I've also run a wire. This red wire here will be our solar wire, and I've ran it up here under the trim, as you can see there, the red wire. It pops out here on the roof, and we'll conduit that up and run it to where the solar panel is going to mount up here on top of our roof rack. So to get the wires to the solar panel, we're going to run them up inside the windscreen trim. I'm going to run the positive on that side. I'm going to run the common on this side, simply because there's not a lot of room for both wires under the trim. The trim comes off pretty easy. We're going to use this tool here. I've seen this in previous episodes. I use these trim removal tools. It's just a matter of lining it up with the clips, getting it under here and pulling it out of the clips. It comes out pretty easy. So now we've got it all back together. A bit of corrugated conduit hidden up behind here, and I'll run that across to the other side there to meet up with the positive from the solar panel, and I'll cable tie that up there, hide it out of the way.
And as you can see here, I'm hiding the wire between the plastics and the inside of the guard, and it'll pop out right here at the battery where I need it.
So it'll be the same sort of procedure here. Measure up the tunnel on the lug. Strip that with our trusty Stanley knife. Careful not to cut ourselves. The secret is cut towards the apprentice. That's the secret, not towards yourself. Put that on there, get the heat shrink. How much heat shrink we need. This time I'm going to use the crimpers. Put that lug in there like that. Hold the wire in there nice and tight. Crimps along the tunnel of the lug. Hold that on there nice and tight. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Put this negative on. Make it look nice and pretty.
So here we're just feeding the small wire, the trigger wire, into the conduit here to protect it from the elements. And we'll get some access here to the fuse box. We'll drill a little hole just big enough for the wire to fit through.
So all we've got is this little piggyback function. And we'll show you how that's going to be used. It's going to piggyback our ignition fuse so we can double up the fuse capability and use the fuse for our trigger wire for our BC-DC.
And so here we're just prepping our charge wire from our start battery, a charge wire for our BC charger. And once that's joined, I think that finishes up all the wiring under the bonnet. And now we'll move on to prepping the Anderson plug for the solar panel.
So I put this in the vice grips. Put the little bits of solder in here. You don't need much. I'll start this gun up. I'll then just heat this up until the solder melts. Stick the wire in there. Bit of solder comes out, that's good.
And if you'd like to see in more detail how I prep my Anderson plugs, leave something in the comments. If there's enough interest, I'll do a little video for you.
So now that we've installed it all, we've fired it up, and you can see here that the lithium LED is lit up. That's our green and orange wire that we joined together to set that setting for lithium. You can see that the solar's in full sunlight and it's charging, and you can see the stage light on the end blinking, and at present it's indicating that it's in an absorption mode. So we'll start the car up and we'll see the indications that come up when the car's started. And you can see here now that it's taking both the solar and the vehicle input, and that's one of the things that this BC-DC 1225D does, is it simultaneously takes both those charges and absorbed into the battery. Well, that's it. That concludes our BC-DC battery charger install. We've now got a battery and a fridge for our longer trips in the back of our Landcruiser. We hope you found that very informative, and there's enough information there that you can have an attempt to do it yourself. If there are any questions, that's what the comments are for. Don't be afraid to leave comments. We love to answer them. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will be seeing you on the next one.